the theme is Deconstructing the Agenda for Setting the Objectives. So I would request Mr. Devdeep Bose, Consultant Tech Energy Services India Private Limited and former GM Operation and Maintenance of Intimacy Limited to come up on the dais. I would also request Mr. Shantanu Roy, Principal Advisor, GPS Renewables, Mechanical Engineering Batch 84. Ms. Anandita Roy Shaha, Professor, Delhi University Economics, Batch 87. Ms. Sudeshna Das, Program Co-Convener and Founder and Chief Strategist, Krishi Craft, who is the Batch 2004 of Biochemical Engineering, and Ms. Shravani Biswas, Secretary, GEO Alumni Association, Delhi Chapter, Comparative Literature Batch 2008. Please join us on the dais. Yes, please. Just come up to the AV console.
I welcome you the distinguished panel discussion on reimagining resilient, resource-efficient and responsive cities, a central theme to our conference, Sustainable Urban Transformation. It's a special privilege to moderate a conversation where every panelist is a Jadavpur University alumnus, leader shaped by a tradition of rigor, decent imagination, and a deep commitment to public good. As rapid urban growth challenges our cities, the need for resilience, resource efficiency, and responsiveness has never been clearer. Today's discussion will focus on actionable approaches that bridge research, the real-world practice, drawing from your unique experiences in both policies and implementation. It's an honor for me to introduce a panel composed of visionaries from Jadavpur University whose expertise spans both academia and industry. With that, we have with us Dr. Anandita Roy Saha, an academician of eminence and 1987 economics graduate from Jadavpur University. Professor Anandita is a renowned scholar, researcher, environmentalist, and educator with deep expertise in environmental, ecological, and resource economics. Professor Shaha completed her post-graduation and PhD at Jawaharlal Nehru University, specializing in energy economics. Professor Shaha has published widely in international and national journals, supervised numerous research projects, and actively participated in conferences and workshops focusing on climate changes, disaster management, environmental education, and sustainability. She is one of our thought leaders in true sense. Let us welcome Anandita with a big round of applause. Our next panelist is Madam Sudeshna Das. Sudeshna Das is a passionate advocate of sustainable environment, social responsibility, environmental stewardship, and inclusive innovation. She is the founder and chief strategist of Krishi Craft, an initiative under Abahita, a sustainable tech startup. Under her leadership, Abahita has been recognized as National Award-winning startup under the Best Entrepreneurship category by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Ministry of Agriculture, for its exemplary contribution to sustainable agri-value chain development. A BTech in Biochemical Engineering from Jadavpur University, as co-convener of this conference, she worked relentlessly since conception stage to structure the entire proceedings and gave a final shape to this conference. A believer in mindful action, compassionate leadership, Sudeshna is a true sustainability champion. Let us all welcome Sudeshna with a big round of applause. Our next panelist is Mr. Shantanu Roy, who is a highly accomplished leader, strategist, a business developer with deep expertise in sustainable development in corporate affairs. A topper at Jadavpur University in Mechanical Engineering 1984 batch. He completed his MBA in Operation Management. He had a distinguished career in GAIL, served as Executive Director, Business Development, leading key functions in strategy, planning, project development, and sustainability integration. As a part of top management team at GAIL, led the formulation of company's net zero emission path, pioneering sustainable business models and win-win collaboration with mainstreamed sustainability throughout the organization. He is the think tank of this panel today and would initiate interesting debate among the panelists. Let's give Mr. Shantanu a rousing welcome. Our final speaker is Madam Shravani Biswas, the real driving force behind all of us in the Jadavpur University Alumni Association Delhi chapter, which BP has already mentioned about her. I take this privilege to welcome Shravani on the stage. Shravani, who did her master's in comparative literature from Jadavpur University, a passionate and accomplished educator for over 15 years of experience, reflecting her strong academic foundation and intellectual rigor. Apart from her numerous contribution in the field of education, Shravani is a dynamic organizer, community leader, and a philanthropist, closely working with various NGOs and Ramakrishna Mission. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Shravani, the Secretary of Jadavpur University Alumni Association Delhi chapter, who is an inspiring leader and the person responsible for keeping the wheels of this 55 years old organization moving with great vigor and energy. Once again I welcome the august gathering of prominent leaders from industry, academics, students, and all the members of Jadavpur Alumni Association and the members of BCCI present here. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, our cities are at inflection point. Heat, flooding, air quality, housing stress, and demands of rapid growth are testing the limits of our infrastructure and institutions. The task behind us to move from pilots to scale, from climate intent to climate impact, and from siloed project to city system that are resilient, intrusive, and investable. Let's explore together how can our cities adapt to climate pressures while ensuring social equity. What tools, partnership from technology to governance enable transformation at scale? And most importantly, how can collaborative movements among alumni networks like us and industry associations like BCCI accelerate tangible progress towards sustainable urban futures? Drawing on JU's spirit of bridging theory and practice, we will focus on what works and what scales. Across planning, design, finance, governance, as we begin, I will invite each panelist for a 4-minute, I'll offer each panelist for a 4-minute provocation, then we'll open a cross-panel discussion and take audience questions. To ground us, here are the questions we should explore. How can cities retrofit for climate resilience without pricing out the most vulnerable? What governance and finance tools, green bonds, land value capture, outcome-based contracts unlock scale with accountability? How do we rebalance streets for people, transit-oriented developments, active mobility, and 15 minutes neighborhood in Indian cities? Where can digital twins, open data, civic tech shorten the path from evidence to decision while safeguarding privacy? How can the Jadavpur alumni network accelerate the last mile from research to policy and implementation? Slides. Can we have the slides, please? Presentation, 45 slides. Look at the drivers for the conference. Cities are critical to Viksit Bharat 2047. Cities are the engines of India's economic growth, innovation, and social progress, hosting over one-third of population while generating almost two-thirds of GDP. Their transformation is essential for fulfilling Viksit Bharat vision, which aims for a developed, inclusive, prosperous nation by 2047, marking 100 years of our independence. Urban centers, if managed sustainably, can utilize nationwide advancement in education, employment, health, and quality of life. Now, sustainability of cities depend largely on infrastructure, service, and transport. Robust infrastructures, urban infrastructure, including water supply, sanitation, energy, smart roads, and transit, forms the backbone of productive, equitable, and resilient cities. Modern public transport like metros, buses, and cycle networks reduce congestion, boost connectivity, lowers emission, and increase access to jobs and services. Supporting sustainable urban growth, efficient civic services powered by digital tools and responsive governance are key to maintaining inclusive and high-quality urban environment. We must pursue sustainable development goals and urban habitat agenda. Integrating SDGs into city planning ensures holistic development, balancing economic progress, environmental protection, and social equity. SDG 11 especially calls for cities that are inclusive, safe, and resilient, sustainable, driving global's best practices in affordable housing, waste management, mobility, and disaster resilience. The Urban Habitat Agenda, UN Habitat, encourages participatory planning, innovation, and global partnership for long-term urban transformations. Sustainable cities, communities, and extension to new urban agenda. SDG 11 and new urban agenda emphasize not just the technical aspects of urban infrastructure, but also the importance of community engagement, affordable housing, and upholding human rights within the urban context. The extension promotes the creation of vibrant urban spaces that integrate housing, jobs, health, recreation, ecological sustainability, shifting focus from fragmented projects to system orientation. Now, achieving livable cities require tackling air and water pollution, restoring ecosystems, planning new age infrastructure from green buildings to digital utilities, minimizes resource and support climate adaptation. Tech-driven local bodies using IoT, GIS big data can transform governance, promote transparency, improve resource distribution, and anticipate future urban challenges. The green economy approach centers on circularity, renewable energy, nature-based solutions, ensuring economic prosperity without environment decline or cultural subsidence. Now, let us look at the conference initiatives by Jadavpurian and BCCI. The collaborative initiative fosters dialogue on sustainable urban transformation among alumni, professionals, business leaders, embedding academic expertise with real-world urban infrastructure. Such events are vital for building coalitions, sharing best practices, setting priorities, and catalyzing meaningful projects aligned with national, international visions for urban sustainability. Each of these facets demonstrate how urban transformation links India's aspirations to global frameworks. Local innovation, participatory discourse, driving a holistic approach to city development for 2047 and beyond. Now, if we look at the urban journey which India has traversed a long way. The urban landscape of India has traversed a long way from ancient to modern. Indian urban history spans millennia, from ritual-rich towns of Varanasi, Madurai, Patna, Delhi, that evolved as key religious, culture, and mercantile hubs to contemporary planned cities like Noida, Gift City, Dholera, Lavasa, Navi Mumbai, and NKDA. Ancient cities were driven by spiritual, political, and trade imperatives, featuring sophisticated layouts and land use, while recent urban centers reflects strategic planning, tech-driven infrastructure, global economic ambitions. Now, we have seen a real demographic explosion for last 75 years. In 1947, the combined population of our major cities, Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi, and Madras, stood just 5.6 million. By 2025, it has grown to 82.9 million, a 14-fold increase over 75 years. CAGR by CAGR 3.7%. We live in urban areas. By 2050, half of the India's population, 800 million, will live in urban areas, making India one of the world's most urbanized nation. The exponential urban expansion puts immense pressure on the infrastructure, resources, services, creating an urgent need for sustainable urban transformation. The need for modern, digital, green, inclusive ecosystem with rapid urbanization, cities must evolve to ensure livability, resilience, and prosperity for all. Per capita income, urban centers drive economic growth, raising incomes. However, uneven distribution and informal economics must be addressed for equitable prosperity. In 2020, let us look at the statistics. It will give us a real picture. In 2025, Indian cities with high per capita income reflect the economic strength and industrial growth. Delhi leads the highest per capita income at around 4,61,000 annually, followed closely by Visakhapatnam, which is a relatively small city compared to Delhi and other major cities, stands at 4.83 lakhs. Mumbai at approximately 4.13 lakhs to 6.43 lakhs per annum, and Hyderabad at 4 lakhs. Bengaluru, known as the IT and startup capital, reports a per capita income of about 8.93 lakhs, one of the major highest among the Indian cities. Gurugram and Noida are the major hubs with elevated per capita income estimated to 7 to 9 lakhs, respectively, driven by IT infrastructure, IT, manufacturing, and corporate sectors. City GDP, if we look at the statistics of city GDPs, cities almost contribute 60% of the India's GDP, and its share will only to rise. Mumbai is India's richest city by GDP in 2025, with nominal GDP of about $310 billion, followed closely by Delhi, approximately $293 billion. Other major cities include Kolkata, $150 billion, Bengaluru, $110 billion, and Chennai, $78.6 billion. These cities have significant contribution from finance, technology, ports, manufacturing, entertainment, and public sector organizations, shaping India's economic landscape. Now, if we look at how much green space is available, per capita green space available for these cities. In India, urban per capita green space is significantly below the global benchmarks, reflecting challenges related to rapid urbanization and land availability. The Urban and Regional Development Plans Formulation and Implementation Guidelines, URDPFI, recommend 10 to 12 square meter of green space per person as a norms for Indian cities. Delhi and Bangalore have roughly 20 square meter and 17 square meter per capita green space respectively. It is close to the norm. Many other large cities fall well below this, with Chennai only standing and have only 0.81 square meter of per capita green space. Pune about 1.4 square meter of green space. Nationwide, urban green cover is shrinking. The World Bank and Ministry of Environment surveys show a decline of urban area green spaces, with only about 2.07% land cover is covered by green spaces. WHO recommends 9 square meter per capita green space in urban areas, which India's cities struggle to meet. Some positive progress is seen in the cities like Jammu and Noida, which meets or exceeds the norm. Efforts to increase the green cover include Smart Cities Mission and various urban greening programs, but challenges remain due to land scarcity, urban sprawl, and high maintenance cost. Air quality index continues to remain an area of serious concern in almost all major cities. Air quality in major cities in 2025 shows a wide variation in major cities experiencing poor to hazardous level of pollution, especially during winter months. Delhi continues to have the worst air quality when air quality index roughly touching 400, driven largely by 2.5 micron PM 2.5 and PM 10 pollution. Other severely polluted cities include Ghaziabad, Greater Noida, Noida, Hapur, and with all air quality index above is varying between poor to severe categories. In contrast, cities like Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu, Naharagam in Arunachal Pradesh, Madikeri and Vijayapura in Karnataka have some of the cleanest air with AQI values below 50. Bengaluru, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata typically exhibits moderate to unhealthy AQI level. Now, if we look at the income benchmark, achieving a threshold where a large share of urban population earns 14,000 US dollar, a level at par with China, requires focused economic, education, and employment interventions. Now, if we look at the green power available at our cities, the green power in urban India is rapidly growing as cities increasingly adopt renewable energy sources like solar, wind, bioenergy to meet their electricity demands and sustainability goals. As of late 2025, India's total installed capacity has already surpassed 500 gigawatt. The breakdown between fossil fuel and renewable reflects a significant shift towards renewable power. The total, out of total installed capacity of 500.89 gigawatt, the fossil fuel constitutes around 49%, that is around 244.8 gigawatt. While non-fossil fuel capacity, including renewables, large hydro, nuclear, constitutes around 51%, that is 256.09 gigawatt. Urban households typically consume more electricity, averaging between 120 to 250 kilowatt hour monthly, depending on the income levels, compared to rural electricity consumptions, which is below 60 to 80 kilowatt hour per month on average. Urban electricity consumptions include roughly around 25 to 30% of power supplied from renewable sources. That is an encouraging figure, including solar, wind, small hydro, and bioenergy. Rooftop solar installations, especially in cities, contribute notably to urban renewable energy consumption, supported by government schemes promoting distributed generation. Thank you all for the patient hearing. I now invite our first panelist, Dr. Anindita Roy Saha, for our opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bose, for the nice introduction. And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and proud privilege to stand here before you as a proud Jadavpurian for this national conference on sustainable urban transformation. And as you have already seen in the program, we will be having 3 core sessions after this. In the first core session, which is on sustainable infrastructure for urban transformation and building the robust foundational framework for a developed nation, our aim from moving from a developing nation to a developed nation, what all are the issues which bother us, we think about, and what are the deliberations that we are expecting in the first core session on infrastructure. I mean, it's known to everybody that infrastructure is very, very central, very, very pivotal to urban transformation. And when we talk about sustainability or sustainable development, therefore we cannot think of a process where infrastructure development is not sustainable. So we have to think of sustainable infrastructure if we really have to attain the goals of sustainable development, which is a national agenda, which is an international agenda. In the process of urban transformation, we have several sectors, several components where we need to put focus, and we need to have intersecting, overlapping policies, overlapping actions to have a holistic development path. So to start with, we have to think of utilities, power and water systems, basically the energy sector, because there is a major declaration from the Government of India to move to a green power transition, a green energy transition, By 2030, we have a target of for 500 gigawatt coming from renewables, moving away from fossil fuel. So what kind of clean energy targets and possibilities do we have? What kind of green energy transition is possible? What are the options? What are the solutions? And what are the policy requirements? All are issues that we need to deliberate on, discuss, debate, understand, and finally implement. So when we talk about energy, obviously everybody talks about clean energy, green energy. So what are the nuances of these transitions? What are the problems and challenges that we have in an urban context, but also in a broader national context would be our discussion. We talk about net zero situations. We talk about having greenfield plants which are purely on green technologies. So all these are part of our declaration, our commitment towards a sustainable infrastructure. We also have systems of water which is a renewable, depletable resource. So water systems, water management, and water has basically two types of problems. One is its depletability. It's eventually a depletable resource. And water also has a problem of pollution. So how do we manage these two problems simultaneously so that we have an efficient allocation of this limited resource? Because without resource use, economic growth process is meaningless. And we don't stand here to say that we will cut down on our growth objectives. That is not a solution. Zero growth will lead to a situation which will not have these environmental ecological disruptions, but that's not really a solution for economics, so, or economic growth for that matter. So we need to have solutions where we maintain the growth path, but at the same time, we reduce. Sorry for the interruption. There was something on the screen. I'm sorry. So when we talk about infrastructure, one basic area we said was energy. Now I was talking about water. So water systems, water management, recycling of water, where we have industrial usage, where we have sewage, because sanitation is also something directly related to urban infrastructure. So all these issues really have to have our focus when we are trying to understand and deliberate on the issues. When we are talking about water recycling, another issue, another component of infrastructure which comes to our mind is waste. Waste generation and waste disposal. We have systems in the urbanization process, in the manufacturing system, and also from the consumption sector. Even households generate waste. And as we know that there's a limited absorptive capacity. So therefore, waste generation, waste management, these things also become very, very important components of sustainable infrastructure development. When we talk about sustainable infrastructure, we also we have to keep in mind civic architecture, city architecture. We need to think of buildings. We need to have all establishments that we have. And therefore, the challenge would be to revive, revamp the aging, inefficient cities. And also to start new cities, because not having more cities is also, again, not a solution. In the process of economic development, urbanization is bound to happen along with industrialization. So having new cities which are sustainable, reviving old cities from inefficiency to more efficient systems, that is kind of a challenge. So having old buildings revamped, generation of debris, construction debris in these revamp processes, something which has become a major issue. In a city like Delhi, I don't know how many of us are familiar with a phenomenon called midnight dumping. This is a feature. This has become a problem. Midnight dumping basically means construction debris secretly, stealthily transported to landfills and also, more importantly, unauthorized sites in the middle of the night. This is midnight dumping. So construction and demolition, construction debris, these are all adding to waste generation and waste management problems. So when we are talking about waste generation, waste management, we are actually also going towards a situation where we need to think about the circularity in our consumption and production systems. It's a much talked about concept these days, circular economy principles. So from the old system of take, make, and waste, take resources, make something, and waste, put it back into nature. From that linear path, now we have to move to a circular path. And for that, natural cycles are already there for us as the template. So economic activities have to be beyond profits. It has to be beyond only manufacturing and output. It has to be circular, where we close the loop. And we therefore need to move from SDG 11, the much talked about SDG goal of sustainable cities and communities. We also have to extend to SDG 12. SDG 12 talks about responsible consumption and responsible production. Basically, the principle of circularity, that we have to have a system where whatever we generate goes back to the system. And we all talk about the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle. But we also talk about the 5 R's, refuse and regenerate. So reduce, reuse, recycle, refuse, and regenerate. So we have to refuse our use, our consumption of certain things which are putting a challenge on our environmental sustainability, our ecological sustainability. And we also have the task of regeneration, regenerating cities, regenerating economies, not only with more business and economic opportunities, but also with greener spaces, sustainable habitats, sustainable systems. So when we regenerate, then we can also think of circularity in cities. There is a concept called circular cities, where everything comes back and we can have a resolve. These are all established frameworks, established models, where we talk about regeneration, we talk about sharing, we talk about localization, we talk about everything in a closed loop of the system. And cities can therefore be very well circular through circular actions. And we can also have some supporting actions, and these actions taken together can bring in circularity. This will also take care of mobility and transport. I mean, when we talk about circular cities, everything ideally should be within a parameter which can be covered within, say, 2 hours. And there are models in the world where we have this kind of city setups. So when Mr. Dasgupta was saying in the morning that there are urban challenges, there are rural challenges in urban centers we can't think of, but these are options that we can think of, and these are actually non-negotiable. We have to think of these solutions, because in the end, we have to have a good quality of life, a good physical quality of life for ourselves. It may sound very, very anthropocentric, but for the planetary health as well as our health, for our society, for our own existence, we have to bring in these issues of sustainability, because we have to have environmental quality, the deteriorating and deteriorated environmental quality to be revived, degraded ecosystems to be revived, and sustainability. The third component of sustainability is the social sustainability. So we have to have social equity. We have to have access to resources. We have to have access to basic needs. And in the end, we have to have a good, sustainable future for humankind, for all of us. The slogan for the Brundtland Commission report, our common sustainable future, this is non-negotiable. So these are the kind of issues which center around the urban infrastructure, which we will be listening to in the first core session of the day, where we have got a panel of distinguished leaders and experts. We have people from the NTPC, very prestigious organizations like NTPC, from GAIL, from DVC, from BCCI. From all these places, we have got luminaries and industry stalwarts who will deliberate on these issues and the details of the issues, which I just tried to sum up and touch upon as a kind of a precursor to what we can expect in the first core session of the day. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Shravani Das, Sudeshna Das, sorry.
Next slide. what is the time now? So most probably good morning and good day, and welcoming you all once again on behalf of the Jadavpur University Alumni Association Delhi chapter. Thank you, Devdeep Da, for setting up the context behind today's agenda, and he fantastically explained the drivers, key drivers behind this. Am I audible? Okay. 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 So, for explaining the core drivers, the key drivers behind setting such an agenda. Thanks to Anindita Di for beautifully explaining and highlighting the key factors, key points related to sustainable infrastructure. I would like to explore another core thematic area of our agenda, that is digital transformation and fintech for sustainable urban development. Let us explore it together. I have a key question. Today is 15 November. We are sitting and standing in Delhi. So according to you, what is the key challenge? Just tell me one key challenge in our city related to weather. Air pollution, yes. Yesterday, while working on this agenda, so while finalizing the souvenir, I forced my 12 years old son. I forced him to stay within, we forced him not to go for playing football. And then he asked me, Mama, what are you going to do tomorrow? So I discussed about the theme of this conference. And he asked me a simple question. Are you going to are you going to invent any solution together so that we all can play outside? So, see, yes, air quality is a problem. So, and what is making it more difficult? It is the lack of real-time connected data. So we are getting data, but we are not getting data in a systematic manner about the AQI. Authorities are also struggling. Authorities are struggling to act quickly because there are scattered information. And there is no unified digital system or any unified tool through which we can take informed decision, what to do, how we can combat this challenge in a proactive way. I want to give one more example. I think that is relatable because we have many colleagues here from Bengal Chamber of Commerce, Kolkata team. Just 2 months before Puja, so Kolkata faced a huge problem of water logging. And that is not only for Kolkata, even Gurgaon, at some point of time, Bangalore, Mumbai, and even Delhi, in Delhi also. We faced that water logging problem. Only after few hours of rain, the whole city was jeopardized. So if I ask you, what is the reason behind that? Simple reason. Most probably you all will answer, or most of you will answer, the lack of proper drainage system. Yes, that is the problem. But there is one more hidden problem. That is lack of digital coordination. Lack of digital coordination between civic bodies, quick response emergency teams, and also other services which are essential to combat this challenge. So these two examples, along with many other problems which we are facing in our urban space, clearly indicate for the need of something beyond physical infrastructure. We need something better. We need a connected, digital, data-driven, sustainable infrastructure. And digital intelligence is the core of this kind of infrastructure. Here, I would like to explain this kind of infrastructure which we are which we are going to discuss in our core session, with the help of a simple triangular theory. If we consider, so what is the foundation of a proactive mechanism through which we can combat this kind of challenges, either completely or partially? Then we have to think about 3 points: data, technology, and obviously people. So data shows us, or digital intelligence shows us what is going to happen and what is happening. Technology helps us to take quicker and smarter action. And obviously, as a result, we people, we get the benefit of cleaner air, better infrastructure, safer roads, and all other services in a better format. So that is why this triangle, data, technology, and people, that should be maintained, that should be integrated properly to make our cityscape sustainable. And then only we will be able to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG 11, that is the sustainable cities and communities. The same logic is applicable for financial technology or financial frontier. If the financial data can be processed properly with the help of right technology, then it can ensure transparent and secure transaction. It can make any kind of people-centric services more affordable and accessible for all city dwellers. So that is why financial technology is also a core part for sustainable urban development. So I just want to remind you, we have an interesting session today, in the post-lunch session, where we are going to discuss about, financial technology, sustainable urban logistics, digital data-enabled citizen services, and cybersecurity. So let us look forward for that session, and let us demystify together the role of digital transformation and financial technology for sustainable urban development. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudeshna. Our next panelist is Mr. Shantanu Roy. I would request him to take the podium.
Good afternoon. Being the last speaker, it's very easy because all my young colleagues. Yes, as I said, being the last speaker is very easy because all my previous speakers have explained to you the most difficult terms. So let me try to talk to you only about our personal experiences. Where are we all going at the end of the session? No prizes. We are all going to our home. That's our habitat. So whatever you do throughout the day, if at the end of the day when you go home and you are not comfortable, is the job done? Surely no. So sustainable habitat, we want all of us, every single person in this wants that at the top of our head, we want a roof, we want a place where we are comfortably staying, sustainably staying. Until that happens, it's of no use. No seminar, no webinar is of any use. And this has been the actual thrust of human society right from Paleolithic age. If you see the caveman, what happened? They were running around throughout the day, or most of the days, trying to find their food in a difficult environment. Let's not say that. So what did they do? They went and stayed in a cave in which they can stay for the night, be ready for the next day, and prepare this whatever small food. Come back to all the civilizations. What happened? These were near the rivers, most of them, including the Indus Valley rivers. Why? Because water was their life. We have to utilize water to make it in a manner that our human life is more comfortable. So all the civilizations of that area were, and people were absolutely You go to Mohenjo-daro, you go to Harappa, you go to the Alvedero, you will see how they have utilized the urban society, whatever they had, in proper drainage. They, from the day when the cavemen said that we have to live with the nature without getting into conflict with the nature, now the shift has been how we can utilize nature to make it, but we are not going against it in any way, so that we can cohabitat, live with the nature. Please, this I think you will all agree is one of the basic reasons why human society could develop. Then comes the agrarian society, where people started living in small villages. And small villages, if you see, they are fundamentally self-reliant, going back to the nature in a small way, that they are really part of whatever we are talking all jargons now, circular economy. That is exactly that. Whether it's a rural Bengal, many of you come from rural Bengal. Whether you go to let me give a small example. I have seen villages in arid regions of Rajasthan. They have built check dams to hold every single bit of water. What is the reason? That is sustainable habitat. That we all want our habitats to remain, at the end of the day, a peaceful place. Come the industrial position, comes the explosion of cities. India, I believe, right now has got about 5,000 cities. And this is where we possibly became too much ambitious. We forgot that we have to live with nature. We tried to conquer nature. We tried to utilize nature in a manner that is only I'm taking, I'm not giving back. And this is possibly the reason why we are going ahead only in one direction. And now we are trying to think we have to have so many things, whether it is, let's say, energy. Sustainable energy, yes, it has to be sustainable energy, rooftop, or somehow we have to remain. But people were there before. Sustainable water solutions. Sustainable water solutions, right from that we have to have good drinking water, drainage, and the wastewater has to be drained. Sustainable mobility. Green mobility we are calling these days. What is green mobility? That we do not leave our black carbon footprints in this while we are traveling. So if you see all the jargons, leave aside. Think, what are the two major pillars of sustainable habitat? Two, in my mind. One is decarbonization, that we have to have a white footprint, not a black footprint. And that is all these things that will be connected in today's seminar. Second aspect. What is that second aspect? That we have to have the pillar of reusable. Using nature in a manner that we are not destroying it. Using nature as part of our ecosystem. Sustainable habitat is not buildings. Sustainable habitat is an ecosystem which allows you to have the nature, the human beings, everything to coexist so that we can go ahead together. So this is what is the very fundamental aspect of sustainable habitat. In today's seminar, the organizers have done a wonderful job. I will not take too much of your time. You will have the time to listen to various luminaries, right from Mr. Radhakrishnan, who is a very well-known name in the field of power, and he is a ex-president of BCCI. We have an expert from the ISB, who is a professor in the 3 E's that matter most: energy, environment, and economics. The 3 E's that control our human society. We have an expert from Roofsol who will be explaining to you the importance of having individual rooftop solar. So there will be a person from the so-called black boys. I proudly belong to the black boys because I used to work in a company, not in an NGO, which was basically they were polluting, but that is an essential evil. So he will talk right now about how industrials can be correlating to the habitat, how the things are happening. And last but not the least, something all of you, I can challenge if anybody can stand up and say he is not affected by the pollution of Delhi. He is a person of eminent journalist who will explain to his thoughts, and I will be very happy if you all question him, discuss with him, deliberate with him. So this is the outline of the things that have been lined up. I know that this is the last speaker, so before my Shravani comes, the choice is very, very simple. This is glittering in the last line of the slide. I think it's not very visible. I'll try to say in my own words. You can spend the entire day and at the end of the day, do nothing. Or you have only one more choice. Go back and start doing something in your own field, in your own area, and that will make a huge difference. Because I don't want to give quotations from Obama. There are hundreds of quotations I can give. The thing is, all big jobs start with small things. And that small thing is all of you, individually. And the medium of happening is Alumni Association, my beloved Alumni Association, and BCCI. Thank you.
Thank you, Shantanu for explaining this sustainable ecosystem. Now our next speaker is Shravani. So I request Shravani to take the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shravani, the Secretary of Jadavpur University Alumni Association Delhi chapter. First of all, I'd like to welcome all our guests, distinguished speakers, fellow members of Alumni Association, and our friends from BCCI. My warm regards to my co-speakers and Devdeep Da for moderating and emceeing this session. Well, this session is different from the 3 other sessions because in this session, I'll present about who we are as Jadavpur University Alumni Association, what is our future vision, and what we are doing to achieve those visions. Before proceeding further with today's agenda, I would like to share with all of you that the Jadavpur University Alumni Association Delhi chapter has a glorious tradition of fostering connection among alumni who has a shared background with Jadavpur University based in Kolkata. We have started our association with the basic purpose to provide an active networking platform for the alumni in Delhi NCR. As the member of this vibrant community, we are committed to the growth and sustainable development of the society and our nation. We absolutely prioritize the idea of Viksit Bharat through building strong network, promoting innovation, and give back to the community. Let's stay connected, collaborated, and care and make a difference. This is what we aim for. To fulfill our vision, we continuously organize socio-cultural events with traditional tone, social welfare activities such as blood donation camp, book and stationery donation camp, food and blanket donation camp during winters, and organizing conferences or various relevant issues like groundwater development and management, nuclear power impact on energy, environment, and economy, affordable health care to all, green and alternative energy solution for India, etc., since 1980s. Following this vision of connection and collaboration, this year we have also organized this national conference on sustainable urban transformation in collaboration with the dynamic team of BCC and I. To foster the vision of care for each other, we have initiated a program called Friends in Need to extend helping hands for our fellow alumnus in their crisis situation. We try to follow sustainable ways to organize our events also. Instead of using harmful plastic gift wrappers, we encourage using paper bags. Instead of consuming plastic water bottles, we encourage using paper cups and paper camper for using as water holder in our in-house programs. Even today, in our national conference, we have arranged sustainable gift items in collaboration with Krishi Craft Group. My regards to Sudeshna Di and Ongona for the selection of choices. For the first time in this year, we have initiated for paperless souvenir for all of our participants to foster the idea of sustainable, greener ecosystem. So this is the panoramic view of our association. Being an alumnus of JU is a badge of pride, and being part of JU Alumni Delhi is more special for me. Today, we are delighted to be here with all of you to support this great cause. My heartiest congratulations to our enthusiastic and sincere organizing team of conference for their meticulous planning and execution. Thank you all again. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Shravani, for your concluding remarks. And Shravani has given a brief outline of the activities which JU Alumni Association Delhi chapter has carried out in last few years in a very eco-friendly manner, fostering a culture of sustainability. Now we'll quickly take on some few questions from the audience. Yeah, Amalindra will have a question, please.
First of all, it's an excellent presentations by all the speakers on different areas. Just continue with our Shantanu Roy's observation. Since the topic is sustainable urbanization process, on that I would like to add one perhaps new parameter. During the last 50 years, that means after independence to today's time, I have seen that trend of urbanization process of our small village towns. And because of the partition and because of other problems, there are lots of influx, sudden influx of people coming from other areas, particularly Bangladesh, present Bangladesh situations there. I'm talking of my own Moffassal village town, Basirhat. That was a small village, really. I belong to that. But during this course, from my small age of 1950s to today's time, it has transferred miraculously. The increase of population is too much. When the people came, before that stage, we have few roads, in fact, 6 roads. Now, all of those roads, they were having transportation through bullock carts. And we have all the people coming and they build their houses there, completely unregulated, and it went on. Now, today's position, all those houses are getting flooded during every rainy season. That's a severe problem. And that transformed city is there in almost several places. I know at least 6 to 8 small towns have been converted to city-like areas. Now, that's an additional problem which perhaps we need to look into. That would be how to resolve, because all the buildings have been made, plantation is almost zero. The water during rain, earlier, we had what in Bengali we call khana, that is the roadside ditch. That ditches used to be our drainage for rainwater system. But then all these people made their houses completely uncontrolled manner, and those ditches were closed. So there was no drainage of water. Almost every rainy season, the entire village, new town, gets flooded. And that causes several problems. Another small observation I made as a scientific personnel, during my childhood, we used to see that all those ponds, they used to get almost dried up. But now, we observe that almost all those ponds, several of them, maybe hundreds of them in the area, all those villages, none of these ponds get dried up. Almost, in fact, during the peak summer, the water level is almost up to the top. Why? Why this change? After a lot of people research on some people like me, we found that the groundwater level in the entire area, geophysically, it is rising. Earlier, it was not there, maybe 6 or 8 feet down. So that is the additional cushion which all these rivers had. Now we have lost that cushion. Now, this needs to be established. It's no point saying something. And this is the condition almost all the towns nearby. So these are another issue which is coming up, urbanization. Basically, it is because of urbanization's attempt. And you can't avoid it because people are coming, they need housing. As Shantanu has pointed out, we need to stay somewhere. So they came there and they built their house. The basic problem is that absence of implementation of rules and regulations. I don't like to blame any particular administration, but that's the fact. There's a total failure of the administrative machineries and rules and regulations, which is not allowing. So this is one aspect perhaps we should keep in our mind and plan accordingly.
Thank you, Amanuda. Time permitting, we'll hear more from you.
Just,
now we'll take a quick question from
please,
Madam.
just a note. Amalinduda is a 1964 graduate from our college. 1964. So before 61 years ago, and 50 years ago, there was a case study how the water dynamics in a town called Bashirhat has been changed. In our souvenir document, it has been documented by him. He has the passion till today to talk about that. Of course, I don't know wherefore he gets so much of passion. Must be the son of the IIT Gandhinagar professor. His son is an IIT Gandhinagar, if I'm not wrong, Bhaskar. So thank you very much, Amalinduda. Who can be the next?
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Nilabja. I'm from IEG Delhi, but originally from Bengal and Calcutta, very much. I'm an economist, but not an expert on this topic at all. So what struck me, I'm just saying, firstly, this has to be, I think, kept in mind mostly by our central government, that all sizes don't fit, I mean, nothing fits all sizes. So all states have different problems and different geography, etc. So I was going to speak a little bit on drainage. And the same thing, that most water bodies in my area also in Calcutta, they are covered now. So I think the second speaker has spoken and very correctly she has said, what I understand is that AI and IoT can help this a lot. And I think the earlier speaker also spoke a lot. Now, what I find from this is that we are moving towards 40% or 50% urbanization. In fact, I didn't know it so much. That's a big thing. So, with our kind of population, we can't move towards congestion. We have to expand our urban areas. So, we need to raise many issues. So, we have to keep in mind the land acquisition part if we want to urbanize. And second thing, something which is lost now is to maintain the greenery wherever we go. That greenery has to be maintained and the beauty and nature. And thirdly, I am myself an agricultural economics. So I think when planning, we have to take good evaluation of how this will affect the farmers. I think the income may grow actually if we have urbanized, but we have to calculate it keeping in mind many other concerns we all know. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Nilabja.
Thank you. There is a query, okay? Good. The next query will come from Banibroto Mandal. He has kindly come over here. He represents the B College, our competent institute in West Bengal. He is the General Secretary of that particular association. And also I have Rumjumdi. Please, Rumjumdi. She is from Calcutta Presidency College. So we have brought her, now we have seen IITN as well. So we have ensured that the bond of bonds should grow from this forum as well, okay? That's the idea as well. Thank you very much, Rumjumdi. She want to say something? I will come back to Dada. You want to say something? She's also an economist, I believe. Huh?
Well, doesn't matter. Well, I just wanted to thank Bishop Rio and Shravani for their kind invitation and for following up and ensuring that all of us are here. I have with me two young executive committee members, Gargi Sengupta and Shudeshna Dasgupta as well. Nilabja, who spoke just now, was also from Calcutta Presidency College. And we also had a past president, Mr. Shudhangshu Chakraborty, who is, of course, much more of B College than of Presidency, but he was there as well. I think we really need to collaborate, and the bond between the temples of education is something that we look forward to. Thank you very much.
By the way, I should tell you that Rumjumdi told me that in Calcutta Presidency College right now, the executive committee is full of ladies, all women members. Am I right? No. Why not? Means they have really done the women empowerment in reality. That's what I'm trying to say.
For the first time, although women have been allowed to enter Presidency College a few decades ago, this is the first time in the history of the Calcutta Presidency College Alumni Association Delhi, we have an all-woman executive committee. Thank you. More power to us.
Empowerment. Good.
Bishop Rio.
Yeah, please.
The elderly lady over there.
Okay, sure. I will come back. Okay.
Thank you. I have nothing to say about today's subject because lot of... Oh, I am Moitri Mitra from Brabon. I graduated at that time. We were not allowed in presidency, and after that, I joined Jadavpur University. There I did my post-graduation and PhD also. So now, I would like to, I passed out 50 years back. In 62, I do not know if any of them of that year is present here. But I would like to ask Shravani and others, to you also, to form a group in WhatsApp group where we can contribute or we can know about, and we have a common platform, if that is possible too. Of course, Facebook is there, but all are not too much Facebook addicts. So I request you, you consider it. If you think it's proper, then please make a WhatsApp group of Jadavpur Alumni Association. And thank you all for giving me the opportunity to come here and to invite me. Thank you again, all of you.
Moitredi.
Thank you.
Please, Savani,
Hello,
please.
am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Moitredi, we have already discussed with BCCI Ongona and also other Our Lady members that we want to create a group where we can share our feelings, our thoughts about women empowerment and womanhood. So we will definitely do something about it, and we will let you know. And we will add all of you who are interested here. Thank you so much for your suggestion.
Thank you. Now I will pass on the mic to Banibroto Mundol, 1984 civil graduate from B College, by the way. So Banida will say something. Please, Banida. Please.
I thank you, Jadavpur Alumni Association, especially BP, who reached me first, and then Shravani. Both personally spoke to me and shown their interest, and by which I was mobilized a lot. There itself I said committed, I will be coming, whatever it may be. There is another member, Sudhanshuda was there. She has many common things. He has left now. Joyabroto is 1994 architecture from my college as well. Cutting now, we are talking about connect and collaborate. Going a little beyond that one, I wanted to touch down to the subject matter, which has been an excellent one, selection in today's perspective. Many things have been talked. There are a few, macro view I want to put in. Micro, we are all capable to give a solution wherever there is a problem, and we have enough capability, provided the administration and intentions do join together. You see, urbanization is synonymous with development, so it is inevitable. We cannot go away from that one. And for that matter, where I feel by my little experience, where we are lagging or what can be the need of the day to make it really sustainable is calling for the base mapping of all the urban not conglomerate, it is the urban center, would-be urban center. It is not a very difficult thing as on date, as we have the technological advantage even with the free imaging available. To certain inaccuracies, it is good enough to create that one. Master planning is the must first of all, to stop haphazard development and create a problem later on to solve. There are, what we do as of now, we do only what we have seen is a focused one, where government wants to create a planned segment of that one. It doesn't give a solution to what the problems we are living with day by day. Then it goes, I am very happy to note about the drainage we are talking about. This is from a very senior person to the last speaker, Santanu. Santanu is my 84 batch, as I noted, so I'm addressing you by name, taking that advantage. And also lady who was talking about. This is basically, this drainage master plan is a very essential part of it. What we see here, why I'm saying this one, if it is going haphazard, we clog it, we give it away. Basic problem lies with the government authority. If you allot the land to any individual and go on taxing on that one, you cannot have the leverage to stop somebody building an obstruction therein. This is a very vital, first of all, if there is a master plan, this is earmarked. And that way it can give a long-term solution. And last speaker was talking about transport logistics, the secretary, ex-secretary. That is, everything should come under a transport master plan. These two, besides the habitat and other placements, these are the two areas where we are every day facing problems. And once this is done, an overall master plan can bring down even the environmental environmental evils, keeping other consideration therein. First and foremost thing I consider creating a master plan the whole mass, whole state or nationwide. That is what is my outlook here. In anything goes from this seminar, carries forward to the administrators and others, it can be the consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Bani Brotoda.
Sure.
Welcome from our side, you and your group from another alumni. So our vision, collaborate and connect with other alumni and other colleges and universities also, and work together. So this is also part of our plan from this year, and we will connect and collaborate, sure, in future. Welcome all to this forum. Thank you.
Now I will request Dulalda to say a few words. Another senior statesman from our brethren, so please.
Thank you. I'm DC Mitra, passed only before 55 years ago from Jadavpur University in Civil. My only question is more particularly to Shantanu and other stalwarts, whatever been spoken, that whether is it possible to maintain a proper sustainability in vision of the genesis of the problem, the growth of population, the way it is populating, how much it should be controlled for a sustainable transformation, how many projects, how many plannings, master plans and everything we can do, how it is feasible for a long sustainability. For few years is okay, but how many roads, how many bridges, how many power, what is the thing is to be done? Government, I don't know whether it is being taken care of it and how it is going. Nobody has pointed it out. Thank you.
Another very important comments by Dulalda. So in the interest of time, we have to draw this session to a close. I mean, I take the liberty of taking this moderator.
Thank you, Dulalda. He has left a burning questions for all of us present here. So I'll quickly wrap up the session because we are running short of time. So initially, our first speaker was Anindita. She talked about transition to green energy and the net zero by 2070. Water, she talked about water management because water is a depletable resources. So consumption is all right, there is a need of our society, but we should be prudent about the consumption and so that we can preserve the most valuable resources of Earth. Remodeling civic infrastructure, SDG 12, we have to transition to SDG 12 from SDG 11, responsive productions, and there should be a balance between the responsive consumption and we have to strike a balance between the production also. So we have to transition from 3 hours to 5 hours. And she also talked about the circularity in cities. Our next speaker was Sudeshna. So it is our she told that it is our combined responsibility to create a better future for our next generation. So it is our combined responsibility. We should remember. So she talked about digital tools for managing civic infrastructure bodies and for better coordination between the civic infrastructure bodies using data, technology, and people. So as we all know, there are 3 pillars for sustainability, namely society, environment, and economy. Now another 4th pillar is added, which is culture. Culture is another pillar which will take this sustainability a stronger question for us. Now Shantanu Rai, he talked about the development of sustainable habitat. So initially we have now moved from caves to modern era skyscrapers. Civilization grew around the rivers because due to the navigability issue. Navigability was at that days through rivers. So all the civilization grew around the rivers. Cohabitation, he also talked about cohabitation with nature to create a societal balance between consumption and production. So our last speaker was Shravani. She drew a roadmap of Jadavpur Alumni Association and the collaboration between BCCI and our culture of eco-sensitivity in all the activities we have conducted here so that as a responsible citizen, we maintain a eco-friendly activities in all our performance. So this is the end of the session. So we'll look forward to the more engaging next sessions. Thank you so much for hearing us. Thank you so much.
Now our next session will start, and I want MC Kaushik Day, 91. Please come, 91 graduate from Jadavpur, another engineering graduate. Okay, please come, and Kaushiki will talk. Kaushiki will take over, please.